Hello, how are you? The video I want to talk about today is 13 places where women want to be touched. It's about how and where you can touch a woman, so she feels the fire of passion for you burning deeply inside her. This conversation is real. It's not just amazing, it's magical, it's wonderful. And one of the main reasons we want a relationship. It helps us connect and experience love in a magical and exciting way. If you are a gentleman looking for a decent girl, it is important to know how and where to touch a woman correctly. You don't want to seem totally terrifying. However, without any touch, it would be extremely difficult to generate attraction. Therefore, it is something you must be cautious about if you want a relationship where both partners are happy, understand each other, and are very united. If the woman is sweet and kind, knowing how to touch her and which places are preferable becomes essential. Watching this video from beginning to end will show you how you can become an expert in your conquest in a matter of minutes. I will share with you something that can give you more pleasure than ever, using only your hands. If the topic is intriguing and you are committed to learning this skill, stay tuned to the complete video where you can get some valuable tips. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell. Here we are. Well, let's talk about the 13 points where women want to be touched in this video. I will divide them into 2 stages, as there is more than one stage involved. The first stage is when you are not yet dating her. The second stage is when you are already in a relationship with her. When we are in a relationship, we must learn the proper ways to touch a woman instead of waiting to be in a relationship to do so. You need to know the benefits and drawbacks of each phase. The main reason it would be good for you to know these 2 stages is the fact that if you are in stage 1 and act as if you were an experienced person, everything would surely fall apart if you want to take an inappropriate attitude as soon as you approach her. I advise you to think it through because remember, strange attitudes will drive her away. So abstaining seems to be the right decision. Well, let's go through this first part. Are you ready? You are following me, right? We can start now. In this first part, we will talk about touching the hands. Although this does not mean she would like you to hold her hand. It would probably be better to reserve that gesture for when you are already involved in a romantic relationship. However, there is no problem with touching her hand occasionally. For example, if you are handing her something, let your fingers brush against hers, or let the palm of your hand lightly touch hers. This will surely give her butterflies in her stomach and make her think. How do you know if a woman is interested in you? First of all, you should look for a sign that she allows you to touch her hands. This is significant and will be evident in her conversations with friends, as she will celebrate it for days. If she feels comfortable able with you and has a sense of connection, it means she is happy talking about touching another area. A woman may enjoy attention to her arm. There are countless ways you can lightly touch her arm, such as during an intimate conversation or while having fun together, when trying to break the contact barrier and get closer to her. In a romantic sense, a non-intimidating and undeniably charming place you can touch, as her arm. It will surely help you converse more easily. The next place a woman wants to have contact with is her back. You can find some places that offer this, but her back would be the best option. If you touch too high or too low, it definitely will not work well. It is not recommended at all. It's a bit scary. If the value is too low, it should also be avoided. Therefore, the general rule is the height of the shoulder blade or slightly below the shoulder blade. For women, it is very pleasant to feel the touch of a man's arm or hand on their backs, provided them comfort and reassurance. You can act this way if you are walking beside her or bending down to discuss something. For example, this will have an exciting effect on her. She will be sure she is protected and well taken care of, and this factor is undoubtedly attractive. This is one of my favorites. In fact, it is extremely powerful. The next place where a woman wants to be touched is not necessarily a physical area, but an implication. She simply wants you to sit beside her. If you are not in a relationship, avoid putting your arm around her. This is more appropriate when you are in a relationship. You don't want to seem scary, but it is perfectly normal to sit beside her and have physical contact, like touching the shoulders or knees. It is something she will definitely notice without any words from you. It is captivating and sweet. It makes her think, maybe he likes me. He is sitting beside me. And that is charming. Therefore, do not be afraid to get close enough for incidental touch between you when you ask where a woman wants to be touched. There is no single answer as advice. I can suggest she would love to be hugged securely. A sincere hug remains a delight even in relationships. There are profound effects when being embraced that science explains. So let this bring you pleasure. Don't hesitate to hug her. And this is something you can do even when you are not in a relationship. But it will surely generate intimacy, connection, and signal interest. Another suggestion for making physical contact with her would be to offer her your arm. It is not something many people do, but they should because it is really charming. This works especially well if she is wearing high heels, or if the ground is a bit uneven, it looks cute, and once again shows that you are protecting her. This demonstrates that you are manly, secure, and strong. She can even rest her arm on yours, which would also be great. Think about it, but don't overthink it. Just offer her your arm. It is beautiful and charming. Just keep in mind that a gentleman is always associated with romance. It is intriguing, yet not practiced by everyone, so you can be unique. When you are kind and courteous, you stand out. Gentlemen are the most attractive to her. To have such a man is the woman wants to spend her life with love. That is why the act of offering the arm is something very pleasant. Therefore, I would like you to keep in mind that when discussing this list of places where a woman likes to be touched, it is equally important to know how to touch her and where to touch her. The first step you must take is important, but you also need to discover the small steps that lead to this point of touch. Right? You need to know what makes her interested in you, how to create desire and attraction, and what makes her want your touch. Otherwise, everything will seem terrifying, and that is not what you want. But how do you get to the point where a woman wants contact, and how do you make her fall in love with you? If the woman is exactly what you desire, and with whom surely the previous method does not work, you must master the skills to capture her attention. Talk to her, increase the level of attraction, and eventually make an attempt at intimacy and being touched. All these things are what make her desire it. It is challenging. I know there are many variables and a margin of error. This is especially true if you have had experiences in the past where you felt embarrassment, rejection, and heartbreak. That is why I made this video for you. You at least now you have a place where you can learn how to find the sweet and gentle love of your life. She must fall in love with you so that she always returns to your loving kisses and stays by your side all the time. I leave no room for ambiguities, so you don't have to worry if it is right or not, what you should or should not do. We already had our previous conversation on the subject of touching a woman in a relationship. Next, we will discuss when and where to do it, and what you should consider. This only applies if you are in a relationship, not yet married, but dating the first place to touch her. When you are in a relationship, is her hair a man playing with her hair or gently stroking it, moving it away from her face or tucking it behind her ear can be quite captivating. These simple actions can make her feel more feminine and attractive. You should be able to assess how she feels based on her response. So remember, do not overdo it. Not all women enjoy having their hair tousled. There is no doubt that they really made an effort to make it look amazing when they went out with you. Her face is the next place a woman wants to be caressed. Let me give you an example. When you are kissing a woman, try touching her cheek. Also, you can put your hand on her cheek. It is very tender. Those small caresses on the face are complete loving bliss. I mean, they really make a girl feel loved. The next part where it is possible to touch a woman is the waist. So if you are together, simply put your hands on her waist. If she hugs you, wrap your arms around her waist. Even when kissing, placing your hands on the woman's waist provides pleasant sensations. This helps her feel closer to you and also increases her femininity. Since she sees you as more masculine, if you create the feeling of femininity for her, she will see you as even more masculine. Another thing that can be done is hugging her. This may seem obvious, but as I mentioned earlier, the hand should not be too high when placed on her back. A sincere hug is a pleasure for women in a relationship, giving a sense of security, warmth, and physical closeness. She feels safe in your arms. Talking about where to touch a woman in a relationship. It's really important to know how to touch a woman's thighs. You should be careful with this. You must be cautious and delicate. This is one of the places that can make a woman feel comfortable or not. So, you need to make sure it is not in public and ensure she feels at ease when touching a woman's thighs. Do it gently and with care. When she is ready, it will be an amazing feeling for her. All these touches must be done in a manner that is pleasing for both. You do not want her to be afraid. These touches are to show affection, not to cause discomfort. She should be happy and relaxed. You must be alert to her reactions and continuously adjust. Every woman is different, and her comfort and desire should guide you in how and where you touch her.